it was always told to me the value of networking. However, I was never great at it because I'd go to a conference, I'd be like, hi, my name's Cody. You tell me. And so my advice to people is whatever you're working on, get a project going and then talk to the people out there. Say, hey, I have this project. I have a question for you of what you just present on that stage.
Next guest hails from Columbus, Ohio. He's the director of I didn't have it capitalized, but I've got it now, the Ohio State OMPT Fellowship, shaping the future of PT one fellow at a time. Cody, welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Buckeye, I had in PT school, one of my roommates, David, was a graduate of the Ohio State University, and come from the Northeast, not a whole lot of college football around me, but he impressed upon the importance of the and the horseshoe. So, welcome to the show, man. You're presenting twice here at the AOMPT conference.
Yeah, just finished one with my colleagues, Andreas Remus and Cody Belay, and it was a great session at Pat House, and I'm glad it was well received. You always get a little stressed when you're going into these, like, will people like it?
Yeah. Walk us through, what was that one about? What are the cliff notes?
Yeah, so that one was about low back pain and leg referring pain, essentially. And commonly people think about sciatica, but that's really not the term we should be using. We should be teasing that out a little bit more. Is it radicular pain, somatic referred pain, or radiculopathy? And then the overarching theme from what I was talking about is mastering the basics. And a lot of people going into residency and fellowship training, they think it's about the latest, greatest technique. But for some of the complicated cases, and the one that Andreas talked about, it was a basic exam that we all learned first year PT school during a neurological exam that separated him from 6 other providers, identifying a case that this patient had lumbar radiculopathy and not the iffy diagnosis of piriformis syndrome. That kind of took the other providers out of the game, so to speak.
Yeah, do the basics well.
Do the basics well, and I think we say that, but to actually implement it in complicated cases can be a challenge.
Yeah.
So.
We're humans. We get doing the fancy thing, feels cool, and
100%.
Gets us attention.
You want to learn it.
Yeah, absolutely. You just won, was it the Cardon Research Award?
Yeah, the Cardon Research Award, and I'm just so excited and grateful. I just can't believe it. So, yeah, phenomenal. I'm really excited for the opportunity to use the money and give back to AOMPT too from the results.
Tell us about the study and what you hoped it proves about post-professional training.
I'm a product of post-professional training, so I did residency training, did fellowship training, and really we have trouble articulating the value of post-professional training. There's evidence building. We know there's a benefit. The trainees feel like it's beneficial, but we need more evidence. So I'm really excited that through this mechanism, through this project, we're able to collaborate with Brooks Rehabilitation. So Jason Benechek, Rain Osborne, my other internal colleague at Ohio State, Matt Briggs. And so we're actually going to data share. We're going to get data from their fellows, their residents, our residents. We're going to see how they do treating non-operative knee pain compared to people who aren't residency and fellowship trained. The project is 2-armed though, and the second arm is what I'm most excited about. It's the qualitative arm where we're going to call patients who are treated by fellows of AOMPT, and we're going to get a sense if they knew about the training of the provider, what their experience was, and I'm really excited about that. It's kind of a new project for me, and I'm just really interested. So
that's great. Good luck with that.
Yeah.
So you're not only looking at outcomes, but at patient perception of fellowship-trained therapists. What do you expect? I know you're not supposed to, right? Or are you supposed to? Expect.
You can hypothesize.
All right, so what are you hypothesizing that the patients are going to say that the data alone maybe won't capture?
Yeah, that question makes me think about one of my colleagues who's been a fellow of AOMPT for a long time. He has a cult following of patients and the best hands in Columbus, Ohio. And I think fellows of AOMPT are really good communicators. And I think when you are implementing some hands-on evaluation and treatment, you are putting that computer away. And I think that adds a lot of value to patients, where it's just a different kind of experience than when you're seeing an exercise-only therapist or someone who's hands-off. So if I'm hypothesizing about this, I think we're going to see patients valuing the hands-on care. And I think that'll be an important consideration. Or, I mean, one reason I got involved with AOMPT as a PT student, is because the clinicians who are fellows of AOMPT are phenomenal at clinical reasoning. It wasn't even the hands-on stuff that got me interested in them, but back then when JOSPT, the main journal, was publishing case reports, it was always a fellow of AOMPT that was an author, and I was just always so fascinated by that. And that's what initially kicked it off, and then I could obviously see the value of hands-on care. So I think there's something that fellows of AOMPT are deliberate about, and that has to do with the training and the mindset that AOMPT has helped cultivate. So it's a roundabout way of answering your question.
Yeah. Let's talk about clinical reasoning. You're presenting on both radiating leg pain and fellowship training. How does clinical reasoning look different in the hands of fellowship-trained clinicians?
Yeah, it's all about your experience, and one of the stories I told during that last session was when I joined the fellowship, I told my mentors, hey, I got a patient, I really want a dry needle, I really want to do a technique. And they're like, oh, have you screened the back? Have you, done a neurodynamic test? I was like, no, but what's dry needle? And it was these fellows of AOMPT with a lot of experience. They're like, oh, you should screen the back for this case. That, again, the patient was in their 20s. It was a lower leg procedure. Just wasn't on my radar to do. And so a mantra that I got from fellowship training is it's a spine until you rule it out, even from a case where the spine might not even be on your radar. It's good to think about that.
I like that. I've never heard that before. It's a spine until you rule it out. It's a good approach.
Yeah.
It's a good place to start. Residency and fellowship both really have this underlying, whether it's said or not, promise to advance practice. But in real-world clinic settings, where do you see the biggest separation in performance?
That's such a great question because we're debating it on Sunday, my colleague and I, Nick Gula, where he's taking the side of being pro-residency training. I'm taking the side of fellowship training. And this is purely an exercise for us to become better communicators to our own residents, because they ask the question, well, why should I do fellowship training?
Of course.
And I think there's just so many ways to answer this question. I think a resident, they do advance so much, especially one that starts after PT school. And there is evidence to show that you're gaining a lot of years of experience in just that abbreviated time. And then by the time you're done with residency, you're kind of like a new PT. And then you got to seek out those mentors. You can't just like anchor down and be done with residency. You got to keep trying to challenge yourself. And for me, once I finished residency, and I felt like I left a clinic where I was the big fish in the pond. People were sending me all the manual cases. And then I got into the fellowship, and I had these rock star mentors who were the manual guys. And I was on the bottom of the totem pole. No one was referring to me. They were the experts. So for me, I picked a fellowship where I found value in the mentors. I found value in the experience. And now that I'm director of the OMPT Fellowship at Ohio State, what I'm seeing from a lot of our residents that do our program and a lot of the fellows is that they really want to become better teachers. They want to be not only excel at clinic, but also be able to impact those residents. So it's actually within our program where the manual therapy fellow is teaching the residents on a weekly basis. So there's a lot of aspects. I think part of this journey for me and my colleagues is trying to condense our message, and we still don't have it yet, but there's something there, and we're still working on it.
Yeah, well, it sounds like see one, do one, teach one, right?
Yeah,
and that's where it's got to come in.
See, this is where you're the master communicator.
I just regurgitate smart people.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. With 2 little kids at home and a PhD just wrapped up, right?
Just wrapped up, yeah.
What's kept you fired up about mentorship instead of being burned out by academia, which I imagine could be easy?
Yeah, what a good question. So easy to get burned out with that, especially academia, but I feel like seeing my kids grow up, and they're such a young age, it just makes me think that I hope they find mentors and they pursue opportunities like we have, where we're very deliberate about mentorship. And for us, the mentorship piece is the most important. And again, that's the vibe of our fellowship. It's not just about a technique, it's the mentorship, the relationships. And so I think my kids have kind of grounded me in thinking about my fellows of like, well, they were once kids, and then just trying to help them have the best experience possible. Every fellow we have is different. Some want to be better teachers, some want to be better leaders, some want to be private practice researchers. So it's made me be more deliberate about making sure they have the best experience. And I'm trying to do that with 2 kids, which is so challenging because they don't let me sleep anymore.
No,
Yeah.
they want the attention.
They want the attention.
And this is good attention.
Yeah, it's good attention, though.
Love that.
Yeah.
Every episode we wrap up with something we call the parting shot.
Yeah.
Just what's an idea, a quote, a sentiment, something you'd want to leave with the audience as we wrap up tonight.
Ooh, okay. I've been thinking about this a lot. It was always told to me ever since I was in PT school, the value of networking. However, I was never great at it because I'd go to a conference, I'd be like, "Hi, my name's Cody."
What do I do next?
Yeah. You tell me. And so my advice to people is, whatever you're working on, get a project going, and then talk to the people out there. Say, "Hey, I have this project. I have a question for you of what you just present on that stage." And so I think that's my parting shot is for someone who has a challenge of networking, of just going up to someone saying hi, like have some angle, be getting involved, and then you're asking that person for their input. So this conference, if Claire Ordern's still here, I've never talked to her before, and she's obviously pretty high up in JOSPT and intimidating, great keynote speaker. I'm gonna ask her a question. It's because I have a project related to female athletes, and if I didn't have that project, I probably wouldn't approach her. So
have a reason.
Have a
networking
reason.
For the sake of networking is superficial, and it's based on you wanting to get. Asking a question starts a conversation. Conversation leads to a relationship.
Right, and then maybe they'll point to some resources, and you can build that relationship over time. And so that's something I've been thinking about lately.
Good advice.
Yeah.
Cody, appreciate you doing what you're doing. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome.
Thanks for listening to Hands On, Hands Off, the official podcast of AOMPT. Subscribe now so you never miss an episode, and connect with us at aompt.org or at AOMPT on social. Opinions are those of the guests and not official AOMPT policy. See you next time.